in appreciation of all the efforts from volunteers, the SOA is taking the opportunity to feature volunteers whose time and expertise has helped shape the profession and communities around them. Please welcome SOA volunteer Jill Harper. And this actually isn't my first time meeting Jill. We actually were both 2020 outstanding SOA volunteers. Hi, Jill.
Hi, Alex. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too.
And congratulations again on your award.
And same to you. You don't get to see that too many people, right?
Yeah, it was such an honor to receive and very inspiring. So maybe just a reminder to people to nominate others for the Outstanding Volunteer Award in 2021.
Yeah, because I believe the nominations will be opening pretty soon, so people should look out for that. And if there's anybody they think should, that they feel should be nominated, they should go ahead and do so.
Absolutely.
So my first question to you today is, when did you start volunteering at the SOA?
I actually had to look that up earlier today. Yeah. I started volunteering kind of around the end of 2013, which was just after I finished my ASA. At the time, I was working at a firm that didn't have a lot of actuarial people. So I felt fairly disconnected from the actuarial community, and I wanted to get a little bit more engaged and involved and meet other people. So I stuck my hand up and volunteered, and very quickly realized most people don't volunteer when they haven't finished their FSA yet. But
that is true. That is true. I started after my FSA, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad I did it. It was great. So yeah.
Great. So was there an SOA volunteer who inspired you? How did that person make a difference in your life?
It's sort of a hard question because almost every SOA volunteer I've ever encountered is inspiring. So it's an inspiring group of people. But there is someone that sort of stands out in my head. This lady named Shannon Patershuk was the chair of the first committee that I joined. And I think she could sort of tell I was realizing I was the only person that was an ASA and quite a lot younger. So she was quite encouraging and sort of mentoring me up through that committee over the years and helping me feel more comfortable. And that really meant a lot to me. And as time went on, we sort of switched roles. And at some point I was chairing something and she was on my committee, and it just kept going. She was supportive through the whole thing. So it was really special and important to me. I'm so lucky to have had her.
That's great. So was there an instance when you knew you're making a difference, like an aha moment? Anything like that ever happened, in your time volunteering?
Yeah, there was a research project that I was volunteering on the project oversight group for. We were looking at how to implement ERM on a national level, so for a whole country. And I kind of got going on the project. I was really excited about the idea, but I was thinking about it sort of academically. It was an interesting theoretical idea and cool to explore, but I wasn't really thinking about it practically, I suppose, at the beginning. But as we continued through the project, we started to get contacts with various government organizations. And as the project wound up, they were all asking for advance copies of the paper and notifications when the paper was released, and they were really, really interested in it. So I didn't really anticipate that as much when we began, but as the project proceeded, I started to realize that it was really making an impact on real decisions that governments were making, and it was pretty exciting to see that.
That's awesome. Are you able to share just at a high level what the study was about, the research was about?
It was sort of a white paper describing how you could implement ERM at a national level. And there were some sort of examples of how it would look, but it was a sort of a framework paper.
And if I'm not mistaken, ERM is enterprise risk management, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. I know some of our listeners, some of our watchers might not know what ERM stands for.
Yeah, good point. Too many acronyms.
Yeah, we have a lot of those as actuaries, right?
For sure.
Okay, so how does being an actuary and volunteering your time make an impact on others? I know you started talking about the ERM project. Is there anything specific you wanna talk about there?
I think even just outside of that project, sort of in general, actuaries, I have kind of come to realize have a really special skill set that we tend to take for granted. And we expect other people to have the same perspective, but they don't. So one example is my parents have been going through retirement and sort of thinking about which options to take with their pension plans and whatnot. And that's really daunting for them. And to me, it's like not that hard at all to look into and think about and talk about all the options. But I've started to realize that there are so many places in society and, you know, in the community where these types of decisions are being made and people just don't have the perspective or the skill set to make those decisions. So I've realized that there are so many opportunities beyond what we think we contribute that we can really give back to the people around us.
What would you say to someone who's considering volunteering?
Yes, I would say just dive in. I think when I talk to people about volunteering, they tend to focus on what their credentials are or qualifications are for the role, and they're very concerned about whether they have enough seniority. And as you can tell, I didn't worry about that too much myself and benefited from it. And I think people underappreciate the value of their perspectives. So I would say just, you know, forget about that, dive in and do your best, and you'll add a lot.
Okay. Well, Jill, thank you so much for sharing your volunteer experience with us and your thoughts. And it was great seeing you again. And thank you, and join us again next time.
Thanks, Alex. Nice to see you.
Okay. Bye, Jill.
Bye.